We start with Vice President Kamala Harris and her return to Atlanta, now as the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. I'm Rick Fulbaum.
And I'm Anna Harris. So this is Harris's 6th trip to Georgia this year, and this time she wants your vote to be the President of the United States. We are just 3 weeks away from the Democratic National Convention.
Atlanta News First, Asia Wilson is live at Georgia State's Convocation Center. And Asia, some big names are planning to be a part of tonight's rally.
You're exactly right, and anticipation is already building for Vice President Kamala Harris's arrival here at the Georgia State Convocation Center. You can see the line is already across the street, people piling in, and then the line actually expands right in front of the location. Crews have been setting up for the big stage, and we're hearing thousands of excited supporters are supposed to be here. This will be our first time seeing her since President Biden dropped out of the presidential election, which elevated her to the role of presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. This will be Harris's 6th visit to Georgia so far this year and her 15th visit since becoming vice president. With less than 100 days to the election, polling shows a slim margin between Harris and GOP nominee Donald Trump. An Emerson poll placed Trump ahead by 2 points in Georgia. But both campaigns are heating up, and Harris is gaining support quickly. Campaign leaders say they've seen a surge in momentum, with more people signing up to engage with the campaign than ever before. We're told the campaign signed up 170,000 new volunteers, and more than 7,500 volunteers have joined the campaign on the ground here in Georgia just in 1 week. As for today's event, Harris is expected to leave Washington around 2:40 this afternoon and will arrive at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport a little after 4. And again, former President Donald Trump and Vice President nominee J.D. Vance will be at this very same location on Saturday at 5. Also, rapper Megan Thee Stallion also announced on her Instagram that she will be in Atlanta, will make an appearance here for Vice President Harris's event tonight as well. Vice President Harris is expected to deliver remarks tonight at 7. We're live in downtown Atlanta. Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.